Foreigners must hold a valid work pass before they can work in Singapore. As different work passes have different criteria and rules, it will be helpful to know the requirements for each type of work pass before hiring. This video will explain the three main types of work passes, namely the employment pass, the S pass, and the work permits. The employment pass is a work pass for foreign professionals working in managerial, executive, and specialized jobs. Mid-level skilled foreigners such as supervisors or technicians who wish to work may apply for an S pass. Lastly, work permit is for unskilled or semi-skilled foreigners. The Ministry of Manpower expects all firms to consider Singaporeans fairly for jobs based on merit. All firms are strongly encouraged to advertise their job vacancies and must ensure that jobs advertised are open to Singaporeans. Firms making new employment pass applications must first advertise the job vacancy on the jobs bank administered by the Singapore Workforce Development Agency. The advertisement must comply with the tripartite guidelines on fair employment practices. Employment pass applicants must earn at least $3,300 in order to qualify. In addition, we also take into consideration factors such as the applicant's qualifications, working experience, job nature, age, and the employer's track record when assessing employment pass applications. You're strongly encouraged to use the online self-assessment tool, SAT, to shortlist your candidates and avoid unnecessary rejections and fees. If you use an employment agent, ensure that they too use the SAT. As renewal of existing employment pass holders are not guaranteed, do use the SAT as well to assess the eligibility for renewal. There are no quota restrictions or levy if you are hiring a foreigner under an employment pass. For S pass, the applicants must earn at least $2,200 in order to qualify. Similar to the employment pass, the S pass applicants will also be assessed on other factors such as qualifications and working experience. You should also make use of the SAT to assess the eligibility of your candidate. In addition, you will need to have a quota in order to employ the S pass holder. You can use the quota calculator available on our website to determine how many S pass workers you can hire. Do not put in an application if you do not have sufficient quota, as the application will definitely be rejected. Lastly, do note that levy is payable for each S pass holder you employ. Work permits are meant for unskilled or semi-skilled foreign workers. They account for the largest proportion of foreign workers in Singapore and are employed in almost all the economic sectors, such as construction and services sector. In order to regulate the number of work permit holders, firms must have a sufficient quota in order to hire work permit holders. This will be based on a ratio of how many locals the firm employed. You should use the quota calculator to determine how many work permit holders you can hire. Depending on the sector, the quota and countries which the work permit holders can come from will differ. In addition, levy is payable for each work permit holder. Your levy is lower if your worker is classified as being higher skilled. Work permit holders can only work in Singapore for a maximum period of 18 or 22 years, depending on the sector and their skill status. Lower skilled work permit holders can only work for a maximum period of 10 years. If your work permit holders are reaching the maximum employment period, think about upgrading them to higher skilled or to S-Pass if you wish to continue employing them. In order to help firms to retain their experienced workers, the Ministry will classify work permit holders as higher skilled if they earn at least $1,600 per month and have worked in Singapore for at least 4 or 6 years, depending on the sector. The salary bar reflects the value that the experienced worker brings to the firm. Firms will then be able to benefit from the lower levies and longer period of employment. Remember, before you put in a work pass application, ensure that you have considered Singaporeans fairly for jobs. Your company's information is updated. Your company has maintained good track records. There is sufficient quota, and that your candidate fits the bill. The work pass application may be rejected for various reasons, including if the applicant had broken laws or if the company had not been prompt in paying levies, salaries, or CPF contributions. We hope this short video has given you a basic introduction on the type of work passes and their requirements. If you would like to know more, please visit our website, which will provide you with more useful details.